Let's see. So, hey everybody. We're playing a game called Recettear, an item shop's tale. This is a game that is old at this point. I wonder, does it tell us? This game was made in 2007. Or real close to that. 2007 to 2010. Oh, it says right down there too? Hey, look at that. So, we're just gonna get right into it. The entire plot is explained in like 5 minutes. It's a pretty happy, pretty simple thing. It's almost visual novel, but it's very light. So Tear says, oh, for the love of, she's still asleep. The dialogue, by the way, is kind of okay. It's not great. It's fine. Does she really not understand how important today is? She doesn't, because she, Recettear, is super stupid. And she's dreaming about eating something. Apparently candy. Yep, she's just waking up, fully clothed and ready to go. She doesn't take anything off when she goes to bed, just everything's ready. It's more efficient. Blah, blah, blah. So, Tear's talking about the first day they opened the store. Wash your face. Gotta go man the store. Gotta do it. Sorry I kept you waiting. Ah, yeah, the catchphrase for this is capitalism ho. But that's strange. I thought there was an intro sequence explaining why we had a shop. Oh, you know what? I think this is gonna do it. So Tear is the responsible one, kind of the bookkeeper, and Recettear is the person just, you know, she does everything else. Like, literally everything else. Oh, hey, Abyssal. Oh, I'm glad you dress in slacks and a dress shirt. It's good. That's the way you're supposed to do it. So yeah, we need to get some stuff to sell. Because right now we have nothing. So what do we do? To start, we need to establish a stock of items for the store. We have nothing to sell, we cannot claim to be much of a shop. That's true. So we either visit the market or the Merchants Guild. We need to give our regards to the head of the guild regardless, so that might probably be our first stop. And that's run by the old guy. Guild operates as a wholesaler for local merchants. If we stop by, we can purchase an initial stock. It would not hurt to grovel or give our polite regards to the guild chief either. Especially since the guild in the organization that allows us to operate here in the first place. Let's do it. Okay, we gotta do the front door, which is on the top right. And, you know, kind of cheesy joking back and forth. If the plot doesn't get presented to us before we do anything major, I'll just assume I accidentally skipped it, and I'll just explain it. It's very basic. It's very simple. I'm not super concerned. Okay. So I think... Ah, nope. I didn't skip anything. So that's the guild guy. Important in this game... Oh, you came back from the aquarium, Abyssal. That's awesome. Uh-oh. She's talking Japanese. It's important to recognize every single person in this game. This game is about selling goods to people. And every single person type has their own... If they're not just a unique character, if they're just a class of person, they have their own unique interests. I believe it's interests. But I know they have an upper limit to what they can afford. And on a lower limit. Actually, is there a limit? No, there's no lower limit. There's just things that they prefer. I'm pretty sure there's things that they can prefer. And also how much they're willing to pay. And the more you nail it, the happier they get, the more money they eventually accrue, and the more they will want to pay you for whatever items you have. So the guildmaster says, a girl and a fairy, you two are Recettear and that loan shark. Because Tyr is a loan shark. And Recettear says, yep, we're partners. Don't be a jackass. How's the shop going? It's going good. We're gonna open today. He's just really happy. He's a really happy guy, actually. Yep, they're all happy. We're here to pick up some merchandise, so let's get you sorted. We have, like, no money. Tyr recommends not purchasing more than 10 items. Let's purchase 11 items. So let's see. There's all sorts of stuff. This is an adventurer's shop. You can buy all sorts of weapons, armor, clothing, shields, hats, charms, all sorts of stuff. Is Theory loud and clear? Well, I don't know if she'd ever been that loud and clear before, but thanks to a new mic setup, Theory is fucking loud. Theory's my cat, in case you couldn't tell. So, we could talk about a lot of stuff. Why don't we talk about merchant levels for a second? So, that's our level. We'll be able to figure out how to redecorate or expand. Even convince him... Oh, get better items from him as well. So there's two ways to make money in this game. You can sell items. Well, you can buy items and then sell them for a higher price. Or you can go into a dungeon and fight things. Not personally, of course, because we're just a little girl and a goddamn fairy. But we'll get into that in a second. And items we collect there, we can sell wholesale. Or not wholesale. We can sell them without ever actually wasting money. Which is the better way to do it. At least in the beginning. So we need to buy, sell, and trade in order to increase our level. What is fusion? Once we're high enough level, we can fuse items. It's basically crafting, smashing two items together to make something extra special. If you put in materials of a +2, then you'll get an item of similar quality as a result. Given an item what you're fusing to, you don't want to waste good materials on some mediocre thing you can just buy somewhere else. It can be real tempting to keep your best quality items to use to yourself for personal use, but your customers know quality goods when they see them, and you earn a lot of respect if you sell top shelf merchandise. A couple stages of fusions. Be sure to experiment. Yeah, that's fine. So, we need to buy stuff. Why don't we buy... So we get $1,000. Why don't we buy some swords? Oof. We don't want to bet it all on one sword, I don't think. Oh, we're broke already. Oh man, we have no money. I probably should have bought more variety. Okay, we'll come back when we're fucking poor. Oh, he's gonna give us a gift. Walnut bread. Fantastic. Adam Smith would be proud of us. Alright. So. Here's our crash course, which I would have explained, but let's just let the game do it. Why not? We need to put items on display. If we do not have our goods out for people to see, we can hardly expect the customers to buy them. Which makes sense. So, once we go near a place, we can press the primary button, which this game is the Z and X and maybe C keys plus the arrow keys. It's kind of weird, which I guess I could move the mouse off the screen too, huh? Primary button. You'll understand when you're older. So, put stuff on the counters. Makes sense. Most importantly, the windows are important. Like the front window, that's what people see when they're walking by the shop. So if we put a sword there, people who walk by, who are interested in swords, will see the sword and will come in. Very important. Oh look, she's explaining it. Fuck it. Yep, anyone can see it. So we need to put the eye-catching stuff there. Not our crap stuff. Our best stuff should go on the counter over there. It's the face of the shop. If we only put swords, that means only people who are interested in swords will come in. But that does not mean that everyone out of the pool of people will want swords. So there's like little girls and old men, I think, are two of the types of people. They're not interested in swords, so they're just not going to come in. But if I put swords, food, armor, charms, like knickknacks, I'll have, I believe, like, I've never beaten this game. Just full disclosure, I've never beaten this game. I've only played it like once or twice. And failed halfway through. But I'm pretty sure the idea is to have a variety of things on the shelf in front. And just because they see something on this shelf doesn't mean they'll buy it. They'll come and say, hey, I want that over there instead. But we only have some swords, daggers, and a walnut bread. So, yeah. You also can't sell something if it's not on the floor. There's no way for them to say, hey, do you have any more swords in stock in the back? It's no. If it's not on the shelf, it is not sellable. Alright, let's see how to sell stuff. Whenever we're ready... So there's actually, in the top left, there's a little ticker. That's actually showing us what part of the day it is. In order to... I think there's breaks between periods. But at the very beginning of the day, we set up a shop and no time passes. And then we sit over here, and time passes. And people shuffle in, and that's when the main bulk of the selling minigame begins. Okay, so it's been a long time. Let's remember how to sell. Process of selling an item we have displayed. Okay. When a customer enters, be sure to greet them, be happy and nice. The customer needs to feel comfortable. A typical customer will find an item they want on our displays, then they'll come over the counter to pay for it. So, she wants to buy the longsword. What they want will be in the target window. You'll also be able to see their name and base price. Pay close attention to that base price. If you press button 3, you can view expanded information on the item in question. Consult the custom.exe program included with Recettear if you wish to check or alter your button configuration. Okay. That fourth wall. Let's see. Next, you wish to decide what price you wish to offer. You want to try and name a price higher than the base. So, I'm fairly certain she's giving us awful information in general. Like, the price that she would expect us to ask for is nonsense and will fail almost every time. So let's see. Let's say we'd said, I don't know, this. That's way too much. If a customer is satisfied, they'll buy it. And it's important that we always sell what they're trying to buy. We need... It's not even always about the money. Sometimes it's about the experience. Leveling up the merchant level is very important. If we are awful assholes and charge like 300% of the base price, they will just walk out. But if you only charge a little too much, we can negotiate. Offer price, but do not make it outrageous. Blah, blah, blah. Some customers may just be trying to snip out a better price. And the important thing is understanding each individual person. It's really important. The more they trust us, the longer we can haggle, and the more of a spread we can, or the higher the price we can ask of those people. Okay. Let's say that, which is too much. Theoretically, what you want to do is lower the price slowly. Cat. Up to how long you can haggle. Okay, I think this is the bullshit number. A large number of stores sell about 30% over base price. It's not a hard and fast rule, but people usually accept that price level. Usually. If you can manage to go over that, you'll make a lot of money, but you don't want to risk driving a customer away. Something I remember something about that not being accurate. Like, it's just, they will not do that, no way in hell, in the beginning. Okay, could you make it a little cheaper? So, let's just go down to 120. Alright, let's do the sale. So, she said 130. So we're following her rule. Then we're lowering it a bit. But I'm pretty sure that won't work. Oh god, no, we get it. We know how to do the... I know this is the main mechanic of the game, but I think we got it. Okay. Okay. So I think we're about to go live. Oh wait. Oh, I keep moving the mouse back for some reason. It's weird. Alright. So we're opening the store for about 1 to 2 sweeps phases. We also need to spend time... We'll go over this a little bit more in a minute. But we also need to go over... wow, I'm using the wrong words here. We will be doing other things that will take our time up as well, such as dungeon delving and other events in the little village here. So, let's just sit at the counter because we got nothing else to do. Alright, we got Housewife. She found the walnut bread. If I do 130, she's like, you're a piece of shit. Let's try a 120. Okay. So, let's see the best way to do this. I'm gonna open up an Excel doc. And just shove it over here. Housewife. 20% worked. However, how much should I sell that for? 120. Everyone has a percentage they will play with, but everyone also has a hard wallet limit. Even if they wanted to buy a $5 million thing, you could rack it up another 20%. But if they don't have $1 million to begin with, they can't buy it from you no matter what. And some people will come and say, hey, how much for this? And you know they're broke as shit. So you have to work with it. Sometimes you just can't sell an item. I sold stuff. I sold a whole walnut bread. Oh, Papa, I did it. Oh no, it's the tragic backstory. It's happening. So that's how we started running an item shop. And you're wondering why we started an item shop at all. I mean, I just wanted to play the video game. But we're gonna have a flashback instead. It's just a fucking glowing coin. Now, as I mentioned, the dialogue is a little iffy here and there. It's just like a little cringy, a little like, okay, come on. But the core gameplay is really good, and the dungeon delving aspect is also really interesting and a lot of fun. It's also, it gets really difficult later on, and some of the bosses are ludicrous, if I remember correctly. Okay, so this is the past. You can tell because everything's just brown. Alright, so her father's been gone for 3 months, and she doesn't understand why he suddenly said, I'm gonna be a hero, and probably died. But she's been left here by herself because he's a good father. Oh, he's a tough guy, but he's been gone for 3 months, so, But her father doesn't knock, because why would he? So, even though Tyr is the same size as Recettear, apparently she's actually just the size of like an apple or something similar. Oh right, she's Recettear Lemongrass. Fucking, what a weird last name. So, she's asking who she is. She's like, yeah, I'm that person. And she is of the finance company. The Term Finance Company. She's here to collect a payment on a loan paid out to your father. Here's a contract and my identification. Loan repayment? Oh no. In plainer terms, I'm here to get our money back. And if you can't, this house is gonna be seized as collateral. Oh, she's upset about that. But where is the father? Who knows? Oh, look at him there. He's fighting a dragon over a volcano. Well, if he hasn't returned since that event, he's probably dead. As the sole remaining member of his household, we shall require that you pay his debts in his stead. But they can do a great repayment plan. Am I gonna get sold off in parts to distant foreign lands to repay Papa's debts? And she's kind of rambling. Okay, so she has a plan. She's been sent to support you to the fullest because they want their money. So they're gonna work her. Experience has no bearing in this case. All that matters is whether or not you are willing to work. If you do not wish to work, then that is it. The house's terms. Work of the house. And she just says, ah, fuck it. Take the house and walks away. And the game never happens. So, this city is actually an adventuring hub, which makes being an adventurer shop pretty good. So they're gonna instead make this into an item shop, instead of just a house. And it's a pretty simple premise. I like it. And Tyr's looking for a reset. And she thinks Recettear just left because, you know, why would you ever want to go through this living hell? Especially with a dead father that you had to learn about from a loan shark, which is not a great place to learn it. I don't remember that animation. I think that's like the only animation like that in the entire game. So, Recettear made a shop sign. And it's so touching. Because it's Recettear. And there's the name of the game. No one saw that coming. I wonder if that means something. If their names actually have some meaning that makes Recettear as a full thing actually mean something more. But I have no idea. So Tear's saying... Oh. Maybe this is the whole joke. If you mispronounce Recettear... Or... Oh, it's Recettear? Is her name Raquette? The C's a K? And I guess if you mispronounce it, it's Recettear? That's weird. Recettear toxic? I don't know. I think it was a Recettear. There you go. Is that how you pronounce Recette's name? It's Raquette? Is that... That seems weird. Oh man, I forgot how long this setup is. Just let me sell shit. Oh, they did Who's on First joke. Alright, so this is going to be our first actual game day. Why you happy? How dare you be happy, little girl? Let's give it our all and blah blah blah. Yeah, I like the S sound better. So, she has an item shop and stuff, and it's all cool and awesome. So what does she do? Well, it's all up to you, despite her being the intelligent one here. But I don't think we have any options, honestly. That's a lie, Tier. There's totally strategy guides you can use to make this really easy. But let's do that. Let's take a look at the fucking everything. Hey look, Adventurers Guild. Say, what's this place? This is the Adventurers Guild. The guild manages expeditions to the various untamed wilderness areas or abandoned ruins near the city. The area is commonly referred to as dungeons. Without approval, this is important, without approval, adventurers cannot visit the dungeons. You have to be licensed. It is still a very good idea. A great many people have made fortunes that way. If you wish to do so, however, we must first hire an adventurer. So, we can pick anyone as long as we have money. Even if you pay them, few adventurers are willing to risk their lives simply for the benefit of a complete stranger. So they turn away people they don't know very well. Which means we need to get to know and make friends with adventurers. We need to build certain levels of trust with them. And if we do, we get their guild membership symbol, which is literally just a business card. And then we can take those adventurers with us. Dinner parties usually do not include blood-mad beasts attempting to rip you limb from limb. But the analogy of it being a dinner party works. So, first, we do need to find an adventurer. Which is easy when we're running an adventurer shop. So, I think we get to meet our first guy right here. That looks like him. Listen to me, if I can't work, I can't get the money. And if I can't get the money, I can't get the items. And if I can't get the items, apparently I can't work. Oof, gotta get a job, gotta get a car to get a job, gotta get a job to get a car, ooh. Heaven, if I had a few things I could at least visit the Hall of Trials. I think that guy needs our help. Tyr says he seems to be a rookie adventurer complaining about his inability to complete the required guild test. Test? Well, the guild hardly allows anyone in off the street. You can only work officially for the guild after passing a test, which makes sense. An item shop owner is hardly the only job with challenges. She has an idea, though. I do believe we have found our first adventurer. And this question mark guy used all his money getting here, and now that if he can't get into the guild for the trials, then he can't get the money, and he's kind of fucked. He can't even eat. Patia says, "Pardon me a moment. You, the seedy-looking one." We're merchants who happen to be passing by. And he's too broke to buy anything. And she just keeps treating him like shit throughout like the entire game. She's just kind of a jerk. Okay. If we joined him for the Hall of Trials, we can actually provide equipment to him. But the reason we're doing this for business, we help you pass the trial, you provide us with your card. So basically we help him clear it, and then he gives us his card. And then we can use him as an adventurer. It's nice. It's beneficial to both of us.
Yes.
Alright, and he's got literally nothing to lose because he has nothing. And they're introducing each other, blah, blah. Oh, he's Louis. That's right, Louis the Swordsman. Louis is bottom tier. He's not great. So, we're gonna go out and do other things, and then we'll come back to this spot and hire him. I wonder, in the top left, does it go down or up? You'd think, I mean, if it was a clock, it would typically go, like, clockwise. But I think this goes counterclockwise, or I hope so, otherwise we're already done the day. But no, we want to take Louis. An important thing is you can actually give adventurers items to go adventuring with. So if you don't like their gear, you can give them your stuff from your own shop temporarily. And then they can have just better gear going into dungeons, which all benefits, right? Not quite. Adventurers can only hold so many items. So if you completely kit them out, they won't have anything. They won't be able to pick up anything in the dungeon. It's a bit of an odd system, but it makes sense later. Alright, and here is the dungeon delving aspect.